Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's time to meet our community, the Hispanic business community here in Orange County. Powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and hosted by, who else? Mr. OC, John Gutierrez.
Hey, everybody. Welcome again to our community podcast show powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, John Gutierrez, Senior Vice President here. And with us again, we have another one of our special guests who's been on the show before, Mr. Oscar Leong, Chief Philanthropy Officer at the Delhi Center in Santana. And he also has this personal and professional motto which says, opportunity over obligation. We're going to get into the quote. We're going to get into his life, his history, and of course, all the great things that he's going to be doing here at the Delhi Center in Santa Ana, which is one of our longtime partners with the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Oscar.
John, how are you?
Good
seeing you, friend.
Yes. I'm excited to have you back on the show because, of course, the last time you were on the show, you were with another great organization, right? The Samuel Lee Academy.
Correct.
And now you're at the Delhi Center in Santa Ana. The Delhi Center, for those of you listening or viewing, as part of the chamber, we've been just excited to have them as one of our community partners. For the past few years, we've been able to donate a lot of the toys that we get donated. Our friend John Amador has been able to donate a lot of toys actually there. I think one time like 3 or 4 pallets or something.
Correct.
And it was nice because the Delhi Center also helped us store some of those pallets that we donated to other local organizations. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, and you maybe not met Oscar before, his history is really cool because we can share it briefly again. Your father and mother met in Mexico, right?
In Tijuana.
In Tijuana. Share that story with
Sure.
our viewers. That's a pretty cool story.
Thank you, John. No, I'm honored. My family history is very unique, and I think, having the lens of both a Chinese father and a Mexicana mother has led me to a beautiful life and journey. So I was born in Tijuana and immigrated when I was 7 years old.
Nice.
My father's a whole different story, but he immigrated from China when he was 9 years old, ended up in Tijuana. And my mom immigrated from Guaymas, Sonora, ended up in Tijuana, and they met. My father was 16 years old. My mother was 12 years old. And so they worked at the same restaurant, and they fell in love. And it was an amazing story. I tell that story with so much pride. I get emotional. I have goosebumps telling the story now.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Chinese father,
Chinese father.
Mexican mother, met in Tijuana
Right.
over some good Tijuana tacos.
Actually, no. It was actually Chinese food, believe it or not.
I saw this social media
Yeah.
thing where some of the greatest, I guess, Chinese restaurants can be found in Tijuana, right?
That's true. That's true. So the reason my father ended up in Tijuana is his uncle, my grandfather's brother, was in essence kind of an explorer. He was living in China at that time, a lot of poverty in China. Everyone thinks of China in a different way in today's world, right? And so he decided that he's going to need to leave China and ended up wanting to come to America and ended up on this boat that stopped in Baja California. He got off thinking it was America. And then he found out, no, I'm in Mexico. And so he made his way up to the border and then ended up in Tijuana, fell in love with a Mexican lady, and lo and behold, they opened a Chinese restaurant. And so did
That's
very
so
well.
cool. They opened a Chinese restaurant. I'm
Chinese
sorry.
restaurant, yeah.
Did it have like a Mexican kind of fusion or something?
No. It's Chinese food.
Wow.
I do believe that my uncle started, I guess, the revolution in terms of food in Tijuana, Rosarito, Mexicali. And so hit it really big. His restaurant was on the Boulevard Revolucion across from the High Light. So those of you who know the High Light, that's where he made his fortune and went back to China as the made man. And my grandfather said, hey, brother, you made it.
Wow.
Take my oldest with you.
How
And
cool is that?
very, very unique story. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's interesting you're mentioning the Asian community with the Hispanic community. My wife and I were having this conversation over the weekend. There's a taqueria in Santana, being the Delhi's and the centers in Santana, on Bristol and First Street. Many people that are viewing or listening probably know about it. It's called Guadalajara Taqueria. And we've been going there for years because my in-laws live right next door.
Okay.
And for many years, people didn't know that the people that own it are actually an Asian family.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really interesting because they own 2 of them, 2 Guadalajara taquerias. And when you go there, the food is amazing. They make great tacos, great burritos, and everything. But you would never think that an Asian family owns this Mexican, very well-known taqueria in the heart of Santana.
I need to meet them.
You should. I don't know. I mean, I don't know them personally, but we need to go eat their tacos.
No doubt.
And
No
you
doubt.
got, because you have so much in common, right? Like,
Right.
but the whole point of the story why I'm sharing it is because it takes a lot of bravery to say, hey, I'm going to open a business in another community that's predominantly a different culture than mine. I mean, when you think about it, that took a lot from your father to say, hey, we're going to open with your mother a Chinese restaurant in a predominantly Hispanic, right?
Yeah,
community.
Well, a little bit of that story. My dad eventually opened the restaurant, but he really went to work for his uncle who owned that restaurant, right?
Oh, okay.
Eventually, he became an entrepreneur and also opened his own restaurant in Tijuana, right? A little bit of trivia. Most of my Chinese relatives still live in Tijuana, Rosarito, Ensenada,
What?
Chula Vista, San Diego.
So they love it there.
They love it there. They're all entrepreneurs, restaurateurs. And my Mexican side, I only have one cousin in Mexico.
Really?
The rest all live in the U.S. So it's a very strange dynamic on how the family kind of migrated or didn't migrate. And so I feel blessed, man. Really blessed.
Now, growing up as a kid, did you find it somewhat challenging in the community that you were growing up, trying to fit in either one or the other or both? You know, how was that for you?
That's a capital YES. And so I was very fortunate. I grew up in downtown Los Angeles, in Chinatown, Lincoln Heights. And so really funny story. My backyard was Dodger Stadium. And so I lived in a little community where the 110 freeway broke up two communities. On one side was all the Chinese people. On one side was the Mexican side. And I lived both worlds, right? And I think at that time, this is like, 1970s, 80s. I'm a lot older than you, John. So I'm grateful for that, because in today's world, being biracial is totally accepted, right? I tell my kids the story. I crack up because every commercial now has a biracial couple, right? Back in the 70s and 80s, it just was not accepted. It wasn't one of those things that, oh yeah, come on down, Oscar.
Like it wasn't welcome.
Well,
right?
it was different. It was different, right? And so, but thankfully, I had a really nice set of friends who were both Chinese and Mexicans. I had some really nice black friends as well who were awesome. And so I kind of lived in a bubble for a while, but once I left my neighborhood, it was a different world, so.
That's interesting you bring that up, because we're going to get into the Delhi Center and what the Delhi Center means to the community, what it offers, all the great services, and all the kids that it impacts in that community.
Correct.
A lot of those kids are facing a lot of challenges within that community. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I think one of the things that I was drawn to the Delhi was, number one, the history of the Delhi Center. Listen, I'm just there now. I'm in awe of the center, the people that started the center, what's happened the last 30 or 40 years with the Delhi neighborhood. And so I really feel privileged to be in the situation where I can extend the invitation to all of you, by the way, to come learn more about the Delhi Center.
Están invitados. You're invited.
Exactamente. I wish I could say it in Chinese, but I can't. So I apologize.
What?
So interesting story about that. My father, who's Chinese, spoke Mandarin and Cantonese, spoke to my mom and us in Spanish. And so he made that decision based on, the dynamics. Unfortunately, he passed away. But up until the day he passed away, his biggest regret was not teaching me how to speak Mandarin or Cantonese.
Interesting.
But full circle moment, my wife and I, we're married 32 years.
Hey, saludos to the esposa and congratulations.
So Rosa,
Yes.
is my wife.
Good guy right here. We love this guy. Good guy.
We have 4 kids. They're all adults, 2 boys, 2 girls. But our oldest actually is a fluent Mandarin speaker.
Way to go.
Yeah, and his wife is from Shanghai, China.
Wow.
And as we speak right now, he's actually there with his wife and our granddaughter, Gemma, in Shanghai. And so kind of a full circle moment.
That's cool.
To see my children now really embracing their Asian culture.
What's that like being a grandpa?
Awesome. Number one, I was a girl dad, but being a granddad, trumps everything.
Really?
My daughters don't listen to the show right now, but Gemma is my world, our world. She does no wrong, and so we're really excited. I'm happy.
Is it your only granddaughter?
Only have one.
Okay.
I'm cool with one. My wife, she wants many. And so I said, no pressure to my son and daughter-in-law.
Yes.
But we only have one child married, right? So there's plenty of time to work
Well,
that
a
out.
lot of the new generations are not having kids like in our days, right?
True.
Where many of us came from families of 5 and up.
Right.
You know, so it's just cost of living, right? It's so expensive nowadays. So kudos to the family, the grandchild. So share with us. I hear that it's been remodeled, the Delhi Center.
Yeah, so I think the Delhi right now is that kind of a rebirth moment.
Yes.
For those of you who do not know the history of Delhi, can I dive into that a
Yes,
little bit?
let's get into it.
So one of the things that I found very interesting, up until, this is a true story, up until maybe February of this year, I have never heard of the Delhi Center, right? And shame on me. Because of the
But you were
rich
from the LA area, right? So it's kind of
Sure.
right?
But I think historically, though, when you talk about history, education, redlining, those kind of things, Delhi neighborhood is extraordinary, right?
Yeah,
What
there's
I-
actually a community church there
Right.
that a lot of people know of. I grew up in Santana as a kid, and I remember going to that church for different, of course, weddings and quinceañeras and things like that. So the Delhi Center is right next door to that church.
Right. So the center services the Delhi neighborhood, right? And so what I found interesting and just like amazing was the fact that in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, that piece of property, the Delhi neighborhood, was the only piece of property in Orange County where Mexicans can buy property, right? That was a wow moment for me to understand that piece.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate over my time and journey and career to have some amazing mentors. And those mentors have really taught me a lot about history. One of my favorite mentors and the biggest impact is Sal Castro, who did all the walkouts back in LA back in the day. And he taught me understanding and appreciating the important moments in time, right? So the Delhi neighborhood is an important piece of property that we need to celebrate. And so I was so thankful that I got introduced to the center as a volunteer, and then I learned about the history. I was like, wow. Why do we not know more about this place? Not only in Orange County in California, but nationwide, right? And so I feel privileged. And right now, John, you mentioned it's kind of a rebirth moment right now. So if you come by right now, I think you'll like what you see. We have a new partner with the Delhi Center way before I got there, but the Santa Ana Library approached the center over 2 years ago about possibly building the first library in 50 years in Santa Ana that we partnered with the center.
Yes.
And so the center, in essence, gave up these 2 spaces, and now the library is there. It's flourishing. It's a beautiful thing, and we're happy because we get to partner with the library. And so it's just not a neighbor; it's a true partnership with Santa Ana Library.
Yeah, and as a chamber, obviously, our community podcast show that we do here, it's to feature a lot of our community partners, but also to thank some of our members that have been able to step up and help the Delhi Center. I know John Amador obviously has helped out with many, toy drives and things that we do there. Sal, our friend from Kroger, has been able to also, I think, support it. And our friend Erika, right, who's now on your board, right? I think Erika.
It's not public yet, but we're working on that.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I didn't say
not
the last
officially,
name.
Not officially.
But the whole point is, as there's this rebuilding mode with the new CEO, Christine Sanchez, right? Shout out to her. It's important that we as a community share the information, provide the education, and not only that, but ask the community to support it, help it in any way that you can, because this community center really impacts a lot of people, from children to seniors and in between. There's a lot of great programs that are there, and if you can share a little bit about that, because I think the library is playing a huge role with the education component that is going to be provided there for the kids, right?
Absolutely.
The teenagers.
So first I'll start out with this. The CEO is Christine Sanchez, and I'll tell you honestly, I decided to go there because of the work that she does. For those who have not met Christine, please, If you meet her, you understand she's a visionary, heart of gold. And so I really, really believed in her. And so my decision to go there, it kind of happened overnight. It wasn't planned this way, but my choice to go there was really because of her and the Delhi Center for what it does, right? And so a couple of things. It's a really important time right now because of the library opening. So it had a soft opening on July 3rd,
Nice.
which is very interesting because it was a Thursday, and then July 4th on Friday it was closed, right? So it was like, interesting. Why that thing?
Yes.
But it's not public yet, but I'll announce it to the community. We're having a ribbon cutting ceremony on August 14th.
August 14th.
We
Nice.
we just found out the Delhi Center is not in control of that date, but the center and library, along with the, I believe, members of the city, picked that time, that day and time. So
Nice.
hopefully you come down August 14th at 4 o'clock. Come down. It's a celebration. It really is a ribbon cutting ceremony for the library, but also with the Delhi Center, right? So what do? Most of the audience knows us because they went to a wedding, a quinceañera, right? Or they went to a conference to the center,
Yes.
and they know us at the rental hall. And that's true. That has kept the Delhi Center alive, afloat for many, many years. For those who don't know, the center started in 1969. So
Huge hall. How many people fit there? Couple?
I
Like
don't know. Let's
300?
find out. Let's have an event. Let's find
Yeah.
out.
Well, we are having a few events, by the way, with our Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for the Hispanic Heritage Month. But yes, beautiful hall. If any of you ever want to have an event there, reach out to Oscar, of course, if you haven't already.
So the offer is out there. The only thing we ask, and we're trying to change this dynamic, is historically, if somebody has rented the hall for a professional organization, they've had their event, they had their conference, amazing, and then they walked out, not knowing what the center does, right? For a wedding and quinceañera, have a great party. But what I'm asking you is like, John, hey, you bring your professional group and give us 5, 10, 15 minutes of my time to explain the beautiful programs that we serve for this beautiful community.
Yes.
And I say that because the beauty is that at times the people of the Delhi neighborhood and surrounding neighborhood gets kind of lost in the conversation, right?
Yes.
Right now, it's a crucial time, as it was the last 30 years, but right now, we're living through a crisis. There's things happening that the community is undergoing
Yeah.
that most people just are not aware of, right? So what do? We're trying to help our community in 4 major ways. The big one right now is food insecurity.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, every Monday from 9 to 12 and Wednesday from 4 to 7, we distribute food, fresh food. And that's when you have the conversation about Sal from Kroger, right?
And I've been there to witness the lines. It's a beautiful thing to see people that, remind you a lot of my tias and my tios, elderly people that, hey, they're going through a tough time and they need this help. So to see people in that community go there and their smiles and they're so thankful, and have you guys obviously helping with that food distribution, kudos and thank you for doing that.
No, you said it right on. I think the people are very appreciative of it. They need it. In a given week, anywhere between 300 and 500 families will come through for food distribution. Unfortunately, right now, we're trying to raise the bar. We need the community's help. Mondays are a great day. Wednesdays are tough because there's times we run out of food, right? And so we're trying to raise
You
the
run
bar.
out of food. Wow.
Run out of food. And so
Wow.
we do partner with Second Harvest Food Bank, but they also changed some of the things they offer as well. But we need more partnerships, more funding to ensure that every single person that walks into our door, when they need food, we can provide it for them.
Can local restaurants help you out, or is that
Absolutely.
Is that okay? Just kind of putting the information out.
We distribute fresh food. We did just start for the first time. Shout out to, if you know, Tacos El Gringo owner Ryan Lane, Sycamore 4th Street. Check him out, by the way. He just started with us a first time ever healthy eating component. So he's teaching our families how to take the produce that we have and make a fresh meal, which is a
Nice.
game changer,
Nice.
right? As you know, John, a lot of us, who are on the Mexican side, Latino side, we're very traditional. We want certain dishes a certain way. not always very healthy.
It's true. It's true. You know, I've been on several board committees in the community health committees, and I know that you know, obviously pre-diabetes or diabetes is running wild, you know, in our community.
Sure.
So that's great that you're incorporating some of that healthy type of, you know, recipes.
We're fortunate, and I think the genesis of the idea was really from Ryan, who wanted to come in, heart of gold, and so he said, "Can we do this?" And we're like, "Let's try," right? So we had his first class, and believe it or not, we actually had people trying to sign up the exact same day,
Wow.
and so we couldn't do it, and so our kitchen is limited. So now we're going to expand it to more days, which now means that Ryan has to volunteer more time.
Wow.
Shout out to Ryan. I love you.
Yes, shout out to Ryan, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the food insecurity part is really right now the most important thing. The reality is that because families are going through crisis in the shadows of what's happening with the immigration crisis, not being able to work, scared.
Well, let me just say this. Last year, we did an event there for Dia de los Abuelos. First time the chamber has ever done this event with our friends, Miriam from Mint Health Insurance. And shout out to her for putting that together with our chamber.
Absolutely.
And I got to tell you, what I loved about the event so much was you all had this community of seniors that already go there on a regular basis.
Right.
And I invited that day my mother-in-law, my mom, some family members that helped pitch in for food that we donated. And it was just like one of the coolest days ever to see the interaction with my mom, my mother-in-law, and some of these people and them talking. And the whole point of it is what people don't realize, and I can share this because obviously I work in healthcare with our hospice company, is that if you go into a senior center, most likely 80% were going to be females and 20% are going to be males.
Correct.
Because males die for whatever reason younger sooner than women, right? And so to see these women, they're helping each other, supporting each other, smiling. One forgets many of them have lost their husbands. And so a center like yours helps bring these people together and gives them something to smile and laugh when they're playing bingo, right?
Right.
Loteria, right? Or they're at one of these events like the one we had there. People don't realize that some of them, their kids have grown up, maybe moved out.
Right.
They live by themselves, right? And now you're helping them with food support.
Right.
And you're helping them, provide them a center to come together with other people of their ages to, you know, for them not to get depressed, for them not
Correct.
to get sad, right?
Correct. So, you know, the Monday distribution of food and Wednesday is also Tuesday and Thursday. A lot of those folks that come to us come for bingo. And so bingo is their social time. And believe it or not, they actually on their own will bring in a DJ.
That's cool.
It is the most beautiful thing to watch, John, when you have the DJ in there.
That's cool.
And these abuelas and abuelos are dancing around, doing their thing.
That's awesome.
And so my idea now is how can we add more social activities to them, more social engagement.
Yes.
So my ask of the community is we need your help. So one of the things that's really exciting, and so it hasn't happened yet, but it got to the point where like, okay, it's gonna happen.
Yes.
I reached out to I don't know if you know Logan Crow from the Frida Cinema.
I don't. Paul does. He's yeah.
Logan's
Cool
an
guy. Been here numerous times. It's the only or one of the very few art house sort of independent film houses,
Nice.
and it's in downtown Santa Ana.
Okay.
The Frida is a treasure. I love going to the Frida. It's one of those theaters that you can't find in today's world. They play modern movies, but also international movies. If you like Godzilla, if you like Lucha Libre, come on down, right?
That's
I
cool.
met Logan 2 years ago. I brought him to my other place of employment. We partnered together. And when I got to Delhi, I said to myself, what else can we add value to these seniors?
Yes.
I started to ask questions. When have you gone to see a movie? Oof, 10 years, 15 years. So I invited Logan to come down and see the center. Selfishly, he's like, Oscar, why am I here? I said, I want you to meet these people. Logan fell in love with it. I didn't realize that Logan is actually Latino, I think from Colombia.
Oh, nice.
And so he fell in love with them. So now what we're trying to do is once a month is have our seniors go to the Frida Cinema to watch a movie, get some popcorn, get some sodas. And so Logan is on board.
Nice.
Couple of hiccups though. And so this is where I need your help, community. I need transportation.
Okay.
So I need to figure out a way to get them as a group.
How many?
So I'm thinking between 25 and 40 people.
Okay.
I think the first time it'll be a smaller group, but once it catches fire, it'd be pretty awesome. And so Logan has already set aside some dates on the calendar. And so we have August 13th is the day we're trying to get him out to the Frida Cinema. But I'm still actively trying to figure out how to get him there.
I say we raise some money and send him on Uber.
So that's a good idea. I love the idea.
And what kind of films would they see? Because he does.
Yeah.
It's not a place where first-run films. You're not going to go see the latest
Right.
Jurassic.
But they're going to
World
go
there.
see Lucha Libre movies.
Wild stuff, crazy stuff,
No.
old throwback
This
stuff.
This is like Mexican movies. El
Yeah.
Santo, which
he does
is
that.
legendary.
He also curates horror films.
Yeah.
He curates old films.
Right.
It's an art house theater. You don't see it where they play really an eclectic collection of old, new, classic, international films. Yeah.
And let's get back into the Delhi Center, because at the end of the day, the Delhi Center is what is providing these services
Correct.
in the community for these seniors, right?
Right.
What other services is it providing for, like,
Sure.
the children, the teenagers? I just don't want to run out of time here. We got about 5 or so minutes left.
Sure.
What are the services so the community can know that it's providing, other than, yes, there's a beautiful hall that you can also do parties and weddings at?
So there's workforce development.
Okay.
You know, the reality is that ages 18 to 25, they need the most help because they're kind of in limbo, right? You graduate from high school, you had a lot of love, you had a schedule, you graduate, then what happens? So we're trying to figure out that component, put the pieces together to offer workforce development for those folks. Another big piece is also a literacy program. We partner with Monroe Elementary, which is right next to us. We tutor those kids. The reality is that most of those kids at that school are behind in both math scores, reading scores. And so our teenagers support them in tutoring. We also are really, really big in terms of how do we help our families with bills that are outside the scope of certain things, right? So we have an in-house person that deals with Edison bills, gas bills, help them walk through that space. Right?
That's interesting you say that, because last week on the show, we had Liz Andrade,
Board member, by the way.
one of your board members,
Yes.
who's with 211 OC.
Correct.
And they help with a lot of that kind of stuff too, right?
They do. But
great.
the reality is that, even 211, because of what they do, they're also overwhelmed with calls.
Yes.
And unfortunately, with funding right now, the way it is, it's difficult, right?
A lot of cutbacks, right?
A lot of cutbacks. If you're a nonprofit, we all feel together. We're all in this together. And so you got to figure out a way to come together.
If anybody's watching the show or listening to the show and wants to help in any shape or form, how do they contact you, Oscar?
Sure. So first thing, before I forget, literacy is really important. So right now we're actually at the halfway point for our summer camp. So we actually have about between 30 and 35 kids ages 4 through 16
Okay.
for summer camp. And that camp is crucial to make sure that the kids have somewhere to go to stay active, but also to get fed, right? And so that piece runs out through the whole year. And so when you're thinking about helping students, most people think about a school, Boys and Girls Club, all fantastic things. But at Delhi, we're kind of full circle. So I want to make sure I add that piece as well. If you want to reach me, my cell phone number is 503-936-0302. And people wonder, well, why do you have a 503 number? I lived in Oregon for 4 years. I kept it. A lot of friends in Oregon.
I thought it was a Tijuana number. Sorry.
I have that one too, by the way.
Full circle to
That's
to
right.
the roots, you know?
That's right. That's right.
And another thing is, anybody listening or watching the show can obviously step forward and say, I want to go take a tour.
Correct.
I want to go check this out. I want to learn more about it. You're the person to do that with, right?
Correct. And one of the things I value is appreciation and gratitude. The one thing I tell people about in the line of work that I do is it cannot be transactional. Yes, we will love your time, treasure, and talent, but we also want to make sure what can we do for you to add value with your company, with who you are. And so part of my mantra is making sure there's always opportunity for us to grow together and not just be one-sided. But I would love to have you for a tour. I'm having some people over today as well. But the tours are really important and impactful for you to see exactly who we serve. And I go back to it. It's the beauty of the community. It's at times a neighborhood that's forgotten. But once you see the people up close and personal with a big smile, those eyes, right? You fall in love with them. And so I feel it's an opportunity for us as a community to fall in love with the Delhi neighborhood.
Well, we are excited to have our Viva la Cultura event there.
Correct.
In October with our friend Erika Osorio, who's chairing that committee, who's our board member of our chamber. And we're excited that, we're going to hopefully knock it out of the park. But more than anything, we're going to bring a lot of our, business partners, community leaders, and you'll obviously be able to speak that day and share with them what you're sharing today. And the goal is to continue to support this amazing community center, the Delhi Center in Santa Ana, which, if you don't know where it is, just to give you an idea, it's off of Warner between Grant, right?
Correct.
And I don't know, is that
Maine.
like Standard or Maine or something over there, right? There's actually like a really cool.
How do you know Standard? That's a little street.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I went to Century High School.
Oh,
so
okay.
Century High School is right down the street
Right.
from that whole area,
Okay,
right?
makes sense.
And so, it's tucked away over there by the church, but it's a great, beautiful community area that has a lot of culture. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about the center is that you're the heart and soul of that community.
Agreed. Again, the extension, the invitation to all of you is to come see for yourself. Maybe there's ideas, opportunities that we're not aware of that you can offer. And again, we want to make sure that any opportunity that comes to us is just not simply a transactional one. We want to make sure that whatever gift you give us, we can offer you a gift back. And so we're excited about the future.
And I think you also have a big event, right?
So we're having a big event called Zocalo. It's kind of this year a little reimagined.
Okay.
And so, our goal with that event is to bring more spotlight. The one big thing that I've been trying to tell folks is the word amplify. How can we amplify the work that we do at the Delhi Center? Zocalo is one event, but throughout the year, I want to make sure that we have opportunities that we can share with the community.
And people can buy tickets to go to Zocalo,
Correct.
right?
Right now, we're selling sponsorship packets, but the tickets will be sold in about 2 weeks, individual tickets.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to have folklorico, mariachi, dancing. So it'll be fun, fantastic. Food. So Ryan Lane will be the caterer. He's volunteered himself. So this is really beautiful. I've had several people come to me and said, I want to volunteer to help your event. What does that mean? I give my service to you. All we're actually going to pay for is actually the food to make the meal.
Mm-hmm.
But the person is volunteering all his time. Doesn't want to make a dime off the event.
Do you need more volunteers in the future? I mean, for people
Always.
that are okay.
Always need volunteers. Always need opportunities. In this, again, there are ideas that are out there that you can share with us. We need more ideas, more beautiful things.
That is great. Again, when is Zocalo?
August 23rd.
August 23rd.
Saturday.
Okay?
It's a brand new Delhi. It's reimagined. A beautification process is there.
Library that's been remodeled, right?
Right. The exterior was painted recently, and so we're really excited.
Well, folks, we've gone over time. Paul's giving me the stinky eye. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, the Delhi Center in Santa Ana. Oscar Leong here with us. Thank you so much, Oscar. We're excited about your new role and all you're bringing to the table to the Delhi Center. And of course, congratulations to Christine Sanchez. We wish her all the best, the new CEO there.
She'll be here in the show soon, by the way. She'll be
Yes,
here. Yeah.
we got to have her on the show, Christine. Okay, we got to have you here. Well, folks, there you have it. Reach out to Oscar and learn more about the Delhi Center. Come get a tour, and we'll see you there next time. Have a great day.
Well, there you have it. One more reason to tune in each and every time to meet our community, the Hispanic business community here in Orange County, powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.